Images there. Runway looks relatively clear in both these spots. Travel getting back to normal. You know, any little thing, any little sign, little wrinkle that shows that things are returning to some state of normalcy, it's always welcome, and that is the case for our friends up in Portland, Maine. However, remember, there's still a lot of backups around. There were so many flights that were canceled in so many spots, especially Logan Airport, certainly a hot mess there. A lot of mess in terms of travel on a lot of the streets. A lot of black ice remains out there, a lot of slush on the roadways. And think about this, overnight, a lot of that slush is going to turn hard as rock, so please be careful. If you don't have to travel, don't do so. We're actually going to do a bit of traveling ourselves. We're going to travel through the magic of modern technology up towards Rockport, and that is where Jim Cantori is, my man and yours. Good guy, and Jim certainly had some tough times he had to deal with over the last couple of days. Jim.
Here at the Sandy Bay Yacht Club in Rockport in Massachusetts, we are dealing with the leftover snow. Of course, everything that was plowed is now frozen solid this morning as temperatures are still dropping, and they will throughout the day. Look at the damage from the storm surge and the wave action here to some of this decking. Not only did it rip up the decking itself, but also asphalt that it was attached to and through here. So this is going to have to be, you know, certainly repaired at that. Yesterday, at the height of this, it was about 32 degrees, so we had a very wet, cakey snow. If you remember watching us, my cameraman Matt Safer constantly wiping the lens. That's because we had a caked snow. Look what it did to the building here, the yacht club. It just kind of stuck right to the building this morning. It is, of course, solid ice. Yesterday, the wave action was huge here. We had the parking lot flooded. We had cars, some of them bobbing around. The good news is most people that came to get their cars were able to get out. We had to push a few of them, but that's okay. We got them out of harm's way. Look at how much lower the tide is this morning, okay? We're at low tide. Yesterday, that water was as high as you can see over toward that rock. So remember, all that wave action was coming around. Wow, what a difference 24-hour makes. Grayson departing, but now it's time for the Arctic chill here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Back to you.
Well, Jim, thanks so much. You know, we had some freezing conditions, not just here, but throughout much of the region. You know, that coming in as Grayson lifts up and moves out. We also had some flooding here in Brent Rock. Water's long receded. That's certainly the good news, but still, the cold air that's going to be piling in. Let's talk a little bit more about Grayson, though. You might have some questions because many of us do. This storm was such a powerhouse. It truly was an overachiever in many ways. But why was it a powerhouse? Why was it an overachiever? Let's send it back to the studio to Maria and Jackie, maybe get a better idea of the real power and the frosty of the storm.
Absolutely. The meteorology of this system is bonkers. It'd be fun to be a meteorology student and do this as a case study because it really was spectacular to watch unfold. And some of the numbers really drive that home.
Right. So you've probably heard that term bomb cyclone or bombogenesis. It's not a new term. It's something that's been out there for years and years and years. And it did meet a threshold. So it's actually a technical
I think your mic might be off, so how about I stand close to you? I can't hear you. I can hear you. But yes, really the bombogenesis is 24 millibars in 24 hours. This storm exceeded that by quite a bit. I think it was like 59 millibars in 24 hours. So that was Grayson off the charts that way. And then you have just the visual of the progress of this system via satellite.
All right, you finish.
Okay. Okay, we have the cloud picture. You can see a blob of clouds in the southeast, and then that's when it explodes over the warm ocean water, and you can see it wind up, and that's when we started to see the incredible snowfall, the thunder snow, the wave action, the rise in water. And then, of course, most of that was snow, right, for its history, but it started with some freezing rain and some sleet across parts of the southeast, but eventually brought some record snow to Tallahassee, the first measurable snow, I believe, there in over 20-something years. It was a crazy stat there. But the footprint of that snow, pretty remarkable, all the way to Georgia here. And then, of course, the satellite looking incredibly impressive, looks a lot like a hurricane, right, with that center so defined. It produced very strong winds, 76-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported in Nantucket. Cape May had a 59-mile-per-hour wind gust. In fact, Cape May picking up 17 inches of snowfall. And what a snow history here through New England.